Good morning from the Flying Can Ranch. I made a little video last night, but I didn't do very good with it. As a matter of fact, it just didn't do. I thought I had the scope doing better. So I've got the Ruger Airhawk Elite 2 out here, and we're gonna dial this up a little bit. Kind of shadowy this morning. I've got a pickle bottle and a couple of cans there. See if I can mock it up just a little bit more. Let's see. We're going to load it up and see what I can do with it. We're going to try to take out that little pickle bottle in the middle first, and then we'll work on the can on the, I'll go for the left. I had a little problem hitting that left can yesterday. I don't know why, just did. Maybe just me, I don't know. We'll put our little, I don't know if we're seeing everything here. I'm going to wind it back just a little bit, and then we'll see what we can do. And we'll put our camera up here. Hopefully you can see everything. Very shadowy this morning. There we go. That pickle bottle was was definitely the cat's meow. God, I hated to bore you guys with that thing. Wind it back a little bit. Let's come on and see what we got. So, I think I drilled this pickle bottle right down here. You can see where I ruptured it right at the bottom. And definitely went flying. I had this guy kind of pinned up against the wall. And you can see I got a lot of shots in there, pretty clean. Now I was having a lot of problems. I guess he fell down here. I think it's this one. Let's look around here, let's make sure. Oh, it wasn't that one. I'm pretty sure it was right here. And I had to aim a little lower on this can. But you can see that it definitely goes in, comes out, and definitely blows a hole in it. That was a lot of fun. I hated to bore you with that left can, but I got so determined to get it that I couldn't give up. But yeah, that's a pretty tight group right there. I'm happy with that. But you know, on that one I was putting the scope right about here. Whereas on the left one I had to, it might be the angle of my base. I had to aim, you know, kind of right here at the bottom, very bottom, take it out. So came out better than the one I did yesterday. That was very frustrating. We'll go back over here. Got my girl over there looking at something. She's looking at something, I don't know what. Yeah, you're looking at something, aren't you? See, girl. So let's go back over here for a second. We'll talk about likes, dislikes. First thing I want to say, it's a little loud. So this year, kind of live out where I'm at. I wouldn't really, you know, go urban, more out in the country. Got a lot of power. I think it would make a good small pest, maybe a rabbit. Of course, we did it with a stock scope, 65 feet. All in all, what I'd like to say is I really only have 2 complaints on the whole thing. Is I would have to say that this scope isn't the best. I mean, I made it work. I mean, I can continue to make it work, but it's freebie, and you just got to play with it. Don't really particularly like these plastic caps because they can really cross thread real easy, but that's all right. Stock is good. Very stiff trigger. I tried to work it out with that little screw right down on there, and it took away some of the travel, but it's still crunchy. Maybe it'll break in after, you know, more shots. So all in all, I would say I like the gun, you know, in its entirety. It seems to be, you know, built pretty decent. It was a very good price. I like the stock. It's pretty well balanced. It works fairly well, you know, once you get the barrel cleaned out real good. Of course, you got to bear in mind, I've only put maybe 100 shots out of it. And these brake barrels, you know, they probably take about 300, 500 shots to really get them broke in. But it does have some good power to it. So, you know, aside from that trigger, one of these days I'm going to get kind of gutsy and watch a good video or something and figure out how to tune my own triggers, because you know, these Rugers are kind of infamous for that. I've got the 222s, and one is kind of hair trigger, one's a little crunchier trigger. But yeah, so if I was to really change anything just starting out, I would probably change the scope. The field of view isn't very good. I've got another Winchester one laying around. Maybe I'll put that up on there. What do you want? What do you want? This guy right here, that's my shadow. Everywhere I go, Brocky goes, don't you? That's Brock Lester. He thinks he's bad like Brock Lester. So all in all, for the price, if you want to get started out, or you know, just kind of press for money or whatever, want to add to your collection. Again, it's made in China. That's something you have to work out with yourself. I have a bunch of them made in China, by the way, and I have some that are not. So there's my little stray cat that I adopted, and I guess I better go get him. So what do you think you're doing? Look at the little lap dog right there. He don't miss a lick either, do you, Brock? You don't miss a lick, do you? So in closing, Pretty good. I mean, it hits good. It hits pretty solid. Again, I'll remind you, make sure you clean that barrel real good, or this thing's going to put out a lot of racket. Should quiet down. This thing on the end, I do not believe it's a suppressor of any kind. You can tell by the sound of it. But I got it to work, and I did a lot better today than I did yesterday. I'm hoping to do some light deadlifts today, get back into working out, and try to get myself back into shape. I've got a lot of unusual things coming my way, and it might work out, might not work out. Don't know yet. So I just made a decision on something. I'm gonna stick with that decision, and you know, maybe later on sometime we'll talk about it. But I just want to show you the gun. I don't want to get all political and everything or anything like that on the channel. So that's the way we do it at the Frying Can Ranch. Later.